Greetings and welcome to another World of Tanks video. One of the viewers gave me the idea for this video because they had just started playing Cold War and had some basic questions that were good, and I thought, you know what? It never occurred to me that other people would have kind of the same questions or experience that this guy had. So I was thinking that I'm going to look at this from someone who's just going to try Cold War and try to cover the basic things that might be annoying when you don't know, because in the beginning it was annoying to me. I was experimental. I go, I'll give this a shot, see what this is like. In the beginning, it was really terrible for me. So I'm going to explain to you, looking back, on how terrible I thought it was in the beginning, because I didn't understand what was going on. It was just really bizarre. So if you enjoy this video, please leave a like for it. That'll help other people see it. Please consider subscribing, because that will help also widen the influence of these videos and helping players to get more out of their game, to have more fun, because that's why I'm here, and I hope that's why you're here. So Cold War is different from World War II, and I'm going to assume that people don't know about Cold War. So if you know about Cold War, it's probably not that great of a video. But if you don't know, or you have questions, or there's gaps in your knowledge, this should help bring you the information you need to eliminate those gaps and be able to play this a lot more successfully sooner than I did. So let's go into Cold War, shall we? Okay. Now, the basic setup is the same. Tanks, nations, whatever. It occurs in a different, timeline, but your commanders and all that other stuff is basically interchangeable. And now it will cost you gold to throw commanders around left and right, to pull them out of one era to the other. Sometimes it doesn't. It's like, but the most useful thing will be when you get commanders. Now you can pick a commander and stick them anywhere you want them, World War II or Cold War, it doesn't matter. So if we went to a commander and we got a new commander, we go to recruit commander at the very bottom. Let's say we get this girl. You can buy this and stick this in anything you wanted, World War II or Cold War, doesn't really matter. And if you had you had an extra World War II commander that had skills that you'd want to use in a Cold War, you would just do, let me find one. Here's a World War II commander. We could just go here and hit the X button and swap to, this is a Cold War command. I could swap these two if I wanted to, like this, and swap skills, 5,000 for each box of the commander skills. So there's 9 boxes full. That's a full commander. I could swap those skills for 45,000 silver, and the World War II guy stays in World War II. The Cold War stays in Cold War. I'm not doing that because I don't need to. That's just a demonstration. So basically, go to the tanks. This is where I guess your whole thing would start. Now you have, just like the World War II, you have, I don't even care what their names are, blue, red, green, and premiums. Okay? And this is your premiums. It's exactly the same as the other one. They're going to tell you the era, which is 1, 2, or 3. All right? Now, there's also something interesting. Let's go to a regular tank. Here's the tiers. They don't mention this, but actually the game regards it this way. This is the M6A1. This is a starter tank for free. This is an era. This is a tier 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. If you go look in your achievements of your game, and if you compare it to one of your friends, compare your achievements to their achievements, it'll say highest Tank unlocked 19. All right. If you have a 19, I think I have a 17. I think that's the highest one I have. I think the highest tank I have unlocked is a 17. But so you have the Centurion is another free tank, starter tank. So we'll just call them starter tanks. The starter tanks are all free. Some are better than others. Okay. I tend to be personally a Blue Nation guy. And that's because the light tanks that I wanted were here. All I had to do was go through this one tank. And then I got my Scorpion and then my Scimitar. I had to do the Centurion and got rid of it. Had to do the Conqueror, got rid of it to get my Scorpion 90, which is the Era 2 light tank. I've been debating it. I haven't done this. I don't know if I ever want to get this one or not. The weakness of Tech Tree tanks is there's no silver bonus. And you'll see why it's a weakness big time. We'll get to that a little bit later. Now let's go look at Red. Red Nation, T44A. It's actually kind of decent. Not special, but it's solid enough to get some, business taken care of. I have gotten that up to stage 7. I'll just show you. It's not my favorite by any stretch. But I'm almost finished. Well, okay, maybe I'm not almost finished. I'm doing okay. But in the upgrade. So that's another free tank. Type 63I free. This is the free light tank. I use this. It has a very twitchy control, meaning that it can turn tightly. But to me, it just feels twitchy. So I used it, and then I was like, this isn't really me. I need to get a better one, and I got the Scorpion 101 was the replacement. But this is the only one that was free, and you could start with from the get-go. This is another free tank, the TVP-88. I hate this tank. The gun is powerful. The armor is absolute trash. So I had to play it like a sniper. You can't get into battles. You'll get killed on like the second or third shot against almost anything. I might be slightly exaggerating, but I hate this tank. It's trash. That's why I did it. There was an operation. Get 50 kills. You get, I don't know, I think it was 3 days of premium or whatever it was. I toughed it out and got it, and it was horrible. So after I completed the operation, I threw this tank away and got rid of it. My friend said, well, these are good, whatever, TVP 5051. I go, yeah, that's all good. I already went through the trash. I'm not interested in any Czechoslovakian tanks. No thanks. Yeah, this TR, I don't care about this. It's, down the line, starts with trash, not interested. So let's go to the next one. Now, I might hate that TVP and you might like it, and that's great because my friend likes it. If you like it, awesome. I'm just telling you what I think of it. I don't like it. I'll just tell you up front, and if you like it, congratulations. You're a better person than me. M50 Sherman, another freebie tank. This tank is a really good tank, actually. This tank is a butt kicker. In fact, you see this white ring around the barrel? That's a mark of excellence. This tank works, in my mind, as tanks should work. Quite useful. But a lot of people don't like this tank. Hey, it's a free country, whatever. So this one, it has the gun upgrade, which costs like 1 million plus. I bought it. You need it. Now, a lot of other ones, people say they don't upgrade certain tanks, guns, because they're too expensive. There's some that are like 2 million for one gun. I'm like, you're out of your mind. I'm sorry. So actually, this brings me to something else. Now, this line goes down, has the Magox. This is the line where you get the Merkava. The Merkavas are on this, they start from this Sherman. So if the Merkava tanks interest you, then there you go, rock and roll. But in Cold War, the money you make after matches is substantially higher than World War II. And it doesn't take very long before someone figures out, hey, if I'm buying equipment for a World War II tank, I can come over here to Cold War, especially if you have a good premium tank. Like, where is that? The one that you just saw was a T95 E2. Let's get that dude. Oh, this one's actually awesome. We'll use this one. This is a FV4211. This thing has a 65% silver bonus. This tank is an absolute super money maker. So you have super money that you make off of this tank because of its silver bonus. And so you take this and you roll to another match, or you roll back to World War II and buy your stuff with the money you make here. Let me show you. All right, actually I pulled a different tank for this effect for you. You'll see that in this game I made 600,000 in my Thumper. The Thumper is important because this is the tank you're going to get for free at stage 100 of the Valiant season. So I don't know where you are in the Valiant season, but this is a super tank. It's absolutely free if you have bought the season pass or the ultimate season pass. If you have not bought the ultimate or the regular season pass, I urge you to spend the 2,000 gold and get the season pass. Whatever progress you have made to this point will instantly be credited on the paid season pass. You can do this every day of the season, except I think the last day is the only time you can't do it. It's bizarre in that regard. Now, this is not a typical game. This is a very good game, all right? But this thing makes a ton of money. Now, we also have an operation that gives you bonus silver. But this one would have hit about 300,000 for this game, which is outstanding, obviously, because this tank has a 65% silver bonus, and that's why you are looking for 65% silver bonus tanks, one of which is the Thumper. And another one is the FV4211. So these tanks, there's the Thumper right here. This is the dude that you get for free in your season. Look, I'll show you right here. Season. Now let's go down here. And one of these things will get us where we want to go. There, oh, there it is. There's the Thumper. Finish stage 100, free. Just that simple. Actually, you know what? You might just get this for free anyway. This might be free even if you don't pay. That's craziness. This Thumper is awesome. The Thumper, if you look at this, penetration 854, and it's not a misprint. It's a monster of a tank. So this is what you do. You can play Cold War to manufacture money. As you can see right now, I have almost 13 million because I've been playing Cold War tanks this week because of this operation. It's giving me bonus silver. So I'm building up my silver stash for future outfitting of tanks. Now, myself, I'm not ordinary in the context of I don't really go and chase the tree of tanks. I don't go chase down the tree, for example. Now, I did do the Centurion to get the FV101 and the 107. Had the Centurion 9, used it, got to the next one, dumped it, which is why you don't see it green. The Conqueror, same story, decent tank, but it was like 6.3 million plus 2 million plus in stuff, over 8 million. Sold it to buy my Scorpion. I don't have all these green tech tree tanks. because they cost a fortune and you're constantly killing yourself to make money. You'll notice I needed the light tank. I didn't buy any of this other stuff because I don't care. Same thing here. I thought, well, in the future I might, play with these light tanks here. I haven't done squat. I play a game here and there. All right. So again, I don't chase tech tree tanks. I don't care. I don't care about this stuff. Magok. I have a Magok 5 and it's good. I don't care about having a Magok 3, a Taran 6, and a Magok 6B to get a Merkava. I already have Era 3 tanks, premiums that have silver bonus, like the M60AX. Now, the key thing is this. Let's go. I'm looking at premiums. What I do with premiums is I'm not going out here and buying this. This tank was a free operation, so I got this for free. This tank was part of a 2-pack. This is the RDF LT. This is a autoloader sniping light tank. I got that in a bundle with this Teledyne Continental Motors, which is TCM AGS, another light tank sniper. That was a buy one get one free, essentially 12,000 and change. I got 2 of those. This dude is a 14,000 gold tank if it's available in the store, which it isn't right now. The Thumper's free, so that was awesome. I got the MBT 70 from Free Experience. I got Free Experience, got me the M60AX. I was short on the MBT 70 and the AX and paid the differential in gold, about 3,500 gold for the MBT 70, a total bargain, and 1,900 gold for the M60AX, a supreme bargain. This was a season tank. The Enigma was another season tank. These are both stage 100 tanks. Leopard 1A1, Free Experience. I paid, what did I pay for this guy? Like 1,800 and 1,900. Super bargain. No, 2,500. Super bargain. Chieftain 120. This one I paid full price for. I have a YouTube channel. It was new, and it seemed like the thing to do to make the videos. So this is the only one that I paid full price for. FV4211, bought this on sale in the store, half price. About 6,000 gold. Terrific. So, Armadillo, okay, this is the other one that I paid the regular price in the store. It said minus 10%, but it's 11,000. It's a G.I. Joe Armadillo. It's a licensed vehicle. It wasn't going to be any cheaper. Okay, and I'm a G.I. Joe guy. I'm an original G.I. Joe guy from 1964. I'm older, obviously. So I love the Armadillo, and I investigated and researched it, and it was an awesome tank, and it's as awesome as I thought it would be. This T100 Sniper is a free, well, was for me a free tank that we got way back. It was a free premium for just existing. Go to Cold War and pick up this free tank. Well, it's free. We all went over and got it. A mediocre tank. It's, pretty solid. The key advantage is it was the first tank that allowed me to use the triple zoom. 2 times, 4 times, and then 8 times zoom. So good in that regard. A decent tank, but you're never going to be awesome in this tank because it's just not great. But the key thing the key message from all of these premium tanks is that I have some great ones. I paid full price for the 120 Centurion because I have a YouTube channel. I paid full price for the Armadillo because it was a licensed vehicle, and I'm a light tank master. So it was what I needed. Those are the exceptions. Everything else was a bargain. I pay bargain prices for tanks because I wait for bargains. Now, I'm going to the store to show you what's the bargain of the week. Cold War bargain of the week. Unlikely Partners. This is actually pretty good. I have the WZ-122 It's a medium tank that also has rockets as well as a regular gun. It's a decent tank. I got this for free experience. I paid nothing for it. Literal zero. M50 Ontos. I don't have it. It's a sniper tank. I have what I consider to be better ones, which are the RDF-LT and the TCM AGS. So it's not, I have nothing against this tank. I kind of want it, but I really don't want to spend 5,500 gold for it because I have sniper tanks that are as good or if not better. So that's just me, because based upon what I have. And so a lot of tanks are like this. You know, you'll have something, but you don't have something else because the one you have is very similar to the one that you don't have, like the Ontos. If I didn't have the RDF-LT, yeah, I'd get this because you can't beat that price. It's half price. So that's the thing. It's not a question of is it good or not. It's a question of, well, I have something that does the same job, so why do I need a second one that does the same job when I could take that $5,000 and buy something else if I wanted to? All right, let's look at the Northern Watchers. These are things that I'm not interested in myself. The T95E1 and the Conqueror MK2. I'm not interested in these type of tanks in general, so that's why I don't have them. This turret looks actually pretty cool, though. It looks like it'd be very difficult to penetrate. Let's look at the armor. Not bad, right? That green is, 150 plus, so that would probably be very good, actually. This is another one. Look at that sloped and rounded. That's got to be hard to get into. Okay, so this is very good. Now, the reason I don't really care about this stuff is because I have what I think is a better tank. For me, this one, the FV4211. Let's look at the armor of this. This is slightly better than the other one. So the thing is, those other two are good tanks, obviously. I'm telling you, this is one of the best tanks, period, in any grouping of Cold War. This is like one of the top dogs, and it's worth every penny that you have to pay for it. I lucked out, got it on sale for 50% off. It didn't take a genius. One of my friends uses it, and he's so awesome at it that I had to buy it when it became available. So that is the thing. I am willing to wait because I have tanks that are good enough to allow me to wait. Like I have the Magok 5 here. This was a season tank. And the Enigma. These are terrific tanks. These are both free. I paid nothing for those. So I could wait for that 4211. It wasn't a pressing matter. And because you have good results with Magok 5 or Enigma, for example. So your scenario is going to vary based on what you have. So what is available. So like right now, we saw in the Cold War, these Northern Watchers, if I was starting out and I was like, well, I need to buy, some premium tanks. A 2-pack for 10,000, they're half price. That's very good. These tanks probably sell for like 10,000 ballpark each. Let's go look and see. I don't know. I didn't look. And, everybody's got a different plan. Where are these guys at? There we go. 9,000 for that guy. The 95E1. The other one was a Conqueror. Was it Mark II? I think that's what it was, right? Yes, that's what it is. So this one's an 11,000 gold tank. It must be good. It's right below the 4211. Now, I think the 4211 is better. It's more expensive too. 12,000 plus. So it's one of those things. Do you buy the 2-pack of 2 really good tanks here, or do you wait and maybe get something else? Sometimes you get them individually. The 4211 was just by itself like 6,000 gold. I'm like, sold? It's half price by itself. I'll take it. Sometimes you have to buy the bundles. So it's going to depend on your own personal perspective. Now let's look at World War II just as a comparison. Now these are brand new tanks. This is the deals for the brand new tank. Don't even worry about that. So sometimes, like this weekly deal of Charlemagne, the weekly deal was the 4211. So I jumped all over that. Sometimes you get these triple packs, Mercenary, Triumvirate, and so you'll have 3 tanks that you look at and go, wow, these are all right. And I bought a 3-pack last week because I already had one of them like this tank. The green line means I already have this. So I already have this tank. So if I bought this, I'd have to pay the full price, $15,300, but I'd get a refund for this tank, which would be about 4,000 gold. So no problem. So if you find a triple pack, sometimes the triple packs will have great stuff. And they're the way to go. It just all depends. Everyone's different. Your needs are different than my needs. I'm just giving you the template. You figure out how to handle it yourself. But if it was me and I was beginning and I was like, well, yeah, I'm ready to buy premium tanks. Okay, I'd buy these. Now, what I really would do is this. If you haven't finished the season pass, I wouldn't buy jack squat of Cold War premiums. I'd finish the season because you know what in Cold War is waiting right here. This thumper. You saw that one result that I showed you where I made 600,000 silver. I have another one where I made 700,000 silver. And another one where I made 500,000 in this tank. Those are the best games that I've played in the tank. The average game is 100 to 200,000 silver, okay? But this tank is an awesome tank, and it has the awesomeness of being free. So I'm a gold farmer. I don't buy things with gold that I can get for free. If I have to wait for it, okay, I'll wait for free. It doesn't bother me at all. So my recommendation, if you are really hardcore and you need to buy 10,000 gold worth of Cold War tanks, man, I'd say you're going to have a hard time beating this 2-pack, all right? Now, I have a tank that I think is better than these, slightly, but these looked great. So if you said, I wanted to buy this, I would say, if you analyze this for yourself and you think this fits your need, that's a good deal for good items. But what's good for me and what's good for you can be completely separate, and we can both have what's good, even though they're not the same thing. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Cold War can help you out, because one of the things that's good, oh, actually, I didn't check this out. We need to check this out. I almost messed up. We need to look here. What is this? Well, that 95E1 is a 50% bonus tank, which is very good. Let's look at the other one. The Conqueror. The Conqueror Mark II is a 55%. That is something to consider. So 50 and 55%. These are going to make a lot of silver, man. I mean a lot. So that's something else to consider. Let's look at, if I remember correctly, here's another thing that's really important about this Ontos. The Ontos is a 65% silver moneymaker. So this is a thing that could alter your plans when you find out, oh, this is a sniper tank with a 65% bonus. Hard to pass up for a bargain. Now, I don't have it because I have a tank that does the same thing with a 50 or 55% bonus. So whatever, it's close enough. But if I was buying one because I just was into Cold War and this was the first one I wanted to get, if I didn't have a 65% bonus tank, this Ontos goes high on the list. This one I think is a 50. Yes, I have this tank, the WZ-122. That is a 50% bonus tank. So these are the things you have to keep in mind is the silver bonus, because I showed you matches where I scored some maniacal silver. And that's the thing that happens. Now, what also happens when you get your beginner's tank, it doesn't matter, they're all the same. But let's use the only one I have the only one that's available that I don't have anymore is this one. This tank will start off, and all of the beginners' tanks will start off, and they're garbage. All right. You're going to have to equip these tanks, and it's going to cost you about 2 million silver to equip a tank. That's a lot. Okay. That is a lot. Now the thing is, you only equip it once, etc., etc. And then you're going to need upgrades. And the upgrades, let's get one where we have upgrades. Yeah, this one's good. Does this have an upgrade turret? It does. Okay, so this is the beginner light tank, the 63i. You unlock a turret upgrade, which gives you more hit points, 200 more, which is basically the standard. There's a gun. There's an engine upgrade. There's a suspension upgrade. There's 2 radio upgrades. No one buys those. If you get one of these tanks, you get the original one here. We don't buy this one. We wait till this one unlocks. Let's go look at the upgrades. So, the first one you see is an extra. Actually, it was 3 slots for equipment. You unlock the 4th slot. You also have the ability to hull patch, which is this is like a health pack for your tank. It will add hit points, 5, whatever. The gold ones are way better because they're reusable, and you can probably add about 100 hit points during the battle. Radio, etc., etc., etc. There's the turret upgrade. It's this 6th upgrade. So this one I've gone all the way through. This was my main light tank. In fact, when I did the Tusk contract, which was a tier 10 contract, this is the tank I was using. So this is how I finished. This is the one I used to get my Tusk. It's that good. It is a good tank, but it's very twitchy, and it's hard to maintain a straight line. It just, it's not as good as the other ones. I prefer a more resistance in the turning, which is the Scorpions. For me personal. I mean, I can use that tank. It's a very good tank. That 63i is very good. I prefer the Scorpions. The Scorpion and the Scimitar. They're basically about the same tank. These are more my style. So you're going to have... Your tank is going to be, in the very beginning, it's going to be rotten until you upgrade it. And it's going to be really rotten to the point of you cannot go on your own. You need to be in a wolf pack. You need to go with other tanks to where you can not get annihilated instantly. One-on-one with no upgrades, your tank is garbage, okay? No matter what it is. So that's kind of the thing. And they do a lot of ramming in Cold War. So you're going to get rammed, so you got to deal with this eventuality. But I'm warning you up front so that this will help you, give you an idea. Because essentially the rest of it is the same. Oh, and by the way, that red star, this is a mark of excellence on this 63i. I told you this was a good tank. It's a little, not personally my style, but it's still good. And I told you I'm great at light tanks. In a tank I don't like, I have a mark of excellence. Well, it's less than perfect, okay? I'm not saying I don't like it. Obviously, I liked it enough to play it, to get a mark of excellence. That wasn't the goal. My goal was the Tusk contract. I did that fine, and this just showed up as a byproduct, okay? So it was a necessity. And I was like, man, this was so hard to deal with. I said, I'm going to go ahead and do this Centurion right here. Oh, by the way, this is another mark of excellence because I use this tank in operations or contracts. Like this contract here. which is the Lawgiver contract. So when it says medium tank, I use Centurion for my daily double. I haven't done it today yet. As you can see, it still has a red stripe. But this is a very good tank. It's super average looking. It's not special, but it's real solid. So this tank is solid. That's why it has a mark of excellence. So good solid tank. Now let's see. What else? Oh, I was going to show you. I had to go through this tank to unlock the Scorpion 101. This is, oh yes, that's another mark of excellence. Okay. Now I don't usually have marks of excellence on tanks, but this was the thing I wanted. And it's awesome, which is why it has a mark of excellence. This is my style of light tank. This is a Cannon that this tank rolls 95, 96, 98. This is the next one in the line. This is the FV107 Scimitar. This tank, this cannon is an autoloader, so it doesn't do as much damage. It does about 55 or 60 damage per shot, right? 40. Okay, it does 40 per shot. But it's a 6-shot autoloader, and it's really annoying. It's just picking you, bing. It's like, oh, you're such a jerk. So this is a very annoying tank to face because this is the fastest tank in the game of Cold War. This one goes 105. And that's legit 105. That's not some fantasy number. This dude gets up and goes. So if you're a light tank guy, this is what you should be doing. Now, there's another sequence of light tanks. Really, you have two sequences. You can do the Scorpions, which are basically British, that I've done, or you can do the M46A1, and you can do the Americans, which is the Chaffee, the Bulldog, and then you can go off to the 92, the Sheridan. This is the, what do you call it? No, I'm sorry, not this one. The Stingray 2, and the Bradley, which is like, man, and this is also good. This is the M8 AGS. Not as good as the TCM AGS, but that's a premium. You got to pay for that one. But you have the American line of light tanks. It's kind of awesome. But I'm really happy with my British Scorpion line. So I haven't done these, but I did the M46A1 as part of contracts, etc. Another very good tank. Let me show you this one. M46A1. Where is this guy hiding? There it is. Okay. It's another boring, solid tank. But it shoots straight. And really, that's all you need. What is the accuracy on this? This has got a good accuracy. .28 is sniper quality accuracy. Does not have a turret upgrade. So that's the most important thing. There's no turret upgrade. But a very good gun, to say the least. So this tank is very good starter tank. But in the beginning, it's trash. You have to work your way up. And that's the thing that is annoying for about a week, probably. For whatever tank you're running. So, for me, I didn't like Cold War in the beginning because the tanks were garbage right out of the factory, essentially. The World War II tanks out of the factory, for the most part, are generally a little better. They don't gain as much, I guess, with the upgrades. So, this is the kind of stuff you need to look at and consider when you're playing Cold War. So expect horrible-ish type of results until you get 2-3 upgrades. When you finally get your engine, you're like, oh man, now I can actually move, because they do feel kind of slow. So that's something just to give you a heads up on, because if you just go into it cold like I did with no info and no friends to help me, I'm like, this is terrible. What the heck are they doing? My friends helped me with it when I met them. It was like, well, yeah, we're going to go to Cold War. Man, I hate Cold War. Well, and they showed me stuff, and it's like, okay, so there is a way to use it, and once you get over the hump of Cold War, bad tank performances, yes, it's way better. But you just got to know that there's a hump that you need to cross, and when you cross it, you go, hey, this is actually not too bad. You'll have some decent results, of course. If you have premium tanks, which that'll help as well, because they don't upgrade. They're kind of like 75% upgraded. Some of the tech tree tanks, when you fully upgrade them, are better than a premium tank in performance, but it takes you a while to get there, and you're not going to get bonuses. That's the other thing. So my Scorpion, my Scimitar, which are awesome tanks, have no bonuses. They do okay, but if I want to play light tanks and make money, I play my ATM, my Armadillo Teller machine. And I'll show you why. Armadillo, silver bonus 155. That is a 55% silver bonus, and this thing makes a fortune. The Scimitar and Scorpion, which are both great, and then my Scorpion 90, which is an Era 2 in the same line, they have a 0 bonus. So they might make 20, 30,000 on a good game. Or maybe 40,000 on a really good game. Armadillo on a really good game will make $250,000. Need I say any more? Now the bad news is you can't buy this tank anymore. And they said that it's gone now forever. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I took from what they said. It won't be available again. I translate that to G.I. Joe is over unless they have a new contract. Okay, so just giving you the heads up. So don't get caught up in the Armadillo. Worry about things you can control and get. Light tank wise, the RDF LT, that's one of the weaknesses of Cold War to me, is the lack of light tanks. However, I've got news for you that I haven't mentioned. Starting next Tuesday, there's a new light tank coming out with the TOW missile. It is an 80 stock light tank, 80 stock speed. So the TOW missile tank, it's the Weasel. The Weasel with the TOW missile is coming out next week. If you want to have a rocket launcher light tank with high speed, 80 means you can upgrade that 20%. If you want to pay for the equipment upgrades, you can go 96. And that dude is about the same size as the Armadillo. It's a very small light tank. So if missile launchers are your thing, that TOW missile tank looked awesome. I'm not good with missile launchers. Ain't nobody's perfect, right? I'm sticking with my Armadillo. But the TOW missile Weasel looks awesome. I'm not going to lie to you. So that's another thing to consider. The selection of light tanks is very limited in Cold War. The RDF LT is a light tank. Basically, the rest of these, no. Now, the NM116 is very fast, and it acts like a light tank. You could use it as a light tank. The Armadillo is gone, by their own words. There's no light tanks in the center here. Oh, I'm sorry. The Hiss and the Hiss Arctic Hiss, those are both gone too. So, and then the TCM AGS is the only other light tank. So there's very few premium light tanks which generate. That's where you generate the cash. So the RDF LT, I'll show it to you. This one is still available and is a solid light tank. It's really, to me, it's a mobile sniper, but it is technically a light tank, and you can play it like that. It has a good reload. This dude has a butt kicker, 60% silver bonus. So that's another thing. If you're interested, keep your eyes open. When it's on, whenever I got it for the bargain price because I got the AGS light tank sniper and this light tank sniper both together for like 12,200. That was the deal of deals. You're not going to beat either one. So this dude is a high silver moneymaker if you're interested. And that's the thing. The premium tanks have silver bonuses and they make money. They also have commander bonuses. I didn't even pay attention to mention it to you, but they have like usually 10 or 15%. So the stock for most premiums in Cold War, 10 or 15% commander. Now, for example, the Magog 5 and the Enigma, these are like higher. I think they're like 25%. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's 10% for the Enigma. Well, I was wrong about that one. Yeah, the Magog 5 is 25. So this is another very good. I use this a lot as a crew trainer for commanders in Cold War. The AGS is another 25% commander bonus tank. So there's just a lot of things to look out for. Those bonuses make a huge difference. So if you want to make a lot of money without killing yourself, get bonus, silver bonus tanks like the ones I showed you. I think I've covered enough of this stuff to really give you, a good radar of how to get some better tanks. Go through the basic ones. Try all of the free ones. They're free. Okay? Now, if you're really not sure, this is a technique you could use. Grab a free one, like the Sherman or whatever. Like for me, I'd have to go grab the TVP 88, take it out stock. Don't put a dime in this tank. Okay? Take it out stock. Go and follow a wolf pack and just get a feel for the tank. You're not going to be a superstar. You're in a brand new, straight out of the factory, no upgrades tank. See what it's like. Try them all the same way. Try the 63i. You might hate the steering. You might love it. Who knows? So try all of these tanks. M46A1, Centurion 2, etc., etc. Try them all. I love this Sherman. It's really awesome. So try them all, stock out of the factory. Don't try to be a superstar. Just to see how they drive, the feel. Get the feel, because you'll have an idea. It's not going to cost you anything. Game is over, you come back, you're like, oh man, I made 20, 30,000 gold, silver. Sorry, not gold. Boy, that would be nice. But you might, you're going to make money. You're going to go, oh, wow. You just need to experience the kind of money you make. You're going to make more money with a handful of shots of damage in a Cold War tank than you would make in a game in World War II where you were middle of the pack. Okay, a decent game. You make more money here. So here's the secret. World War II. Now, there's nothing I need to buy. But, okay, let me take one of these tanks that doesn't have anything in it. The Shark. Let me go in here. Well, look at this. Yeah, I could put extra tracks for speed. How much does this cost? 273,000? I don't know. Do I have a game where I made 273,000? Well, yes, I showed you a game where I made 600,000. So that one game will buy me 2 items. I can buy the engine and the tracks, and I have money left over. You see what I'm getting at? You go to Cold War. You get yourself a tank, to the point you get a moneymaker tank over, in a month you'll have a moneymaker tank or 2 or 3. And you're going to go, oh, I need to outfit this tank. Let me go to Cold War, make some money. I'll be right back. And that's the whole idea. That's how I have 12 million. Normally, I run long haul missions here in World War II. These are my main guys. Okay, so I'm doing this. I'm running Sexton 1, or I'm running Panzer 38H. Now, this one doesn't make money, but this one does. The Sexton, now look at this. I'm going to show you a crazy number. The silver bonus on the Sexton Artillery Tier 3 is 181. But a great game in this tank will generate 40,000. I mean great. 5-6 kills. You know, top-notch performance. It doesn't make a lot of money. World War II doesn't pay you for damage. Cold War pays you for damage. In fact, one of the subscribers, one of my subscribers made this brilliant observation that I had not paid attention to. He says, when you go through the eras, there we go, this will be a lot better. You can see it in the premium. He goes, each era that you go forward pays you more for the same damage. So era 2 damage, let's say you make 5,000 damage, which is a high damage game. Era 2 5,000 pays more than an era 1 5,000. And then era 3 5,000 pays more than an era 2 5,000. So that's the thing in Cold War. That era 3 Thumper that you're going to get for free from this season, it pays you a ton of money. I showed you that game, 600,000. My top payout so far in this tank in one game is 700,000. I'll show it to you, I guess. Why not? Okay. This is the game. Now, there's a curiosity. I made a video of this game. The whole game. This is a terrific game. This is my top payout for the Thumper. 11,000 damage is the best I've ever done, obviously. And I made 700,000 silver in this game. And oh, by the way, my team lost. We barely lost this game. It would have been, I think, over $1 million had I won the game. This tank is free. I think it speaks for itself. You're going to get your money's worth and then some. If you're just going to, like I said, now that Ontos is a really great tank because it's a 65% bonus. And by the way, so is this Thumper, 65% bonus. So if you want to wait. If you want to buy something, buy something. I've given you the information where you can make a good decision, and that's really all I can do. So you can make good decisions in your gameplay, etc. So this is basically it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I helped you if you're a newer Cold War player. If I helped you, please leave a like. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, this will help me get this message out to more people. Tell your friends so they can get this information because they may not have it either. So thanks again for watching. I hope I'll see you guys again because I got more videos to make. Take it easy.